Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks bringing you the daily Apple report for Thursday, March 2nd, 2023. Before I jump into the charts, just want to encourage you to please click like if you would each and every time and subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel. Share the content if you would with friends and colleagues, and check out wickedstocks.com, our premium subscription that includes the daily Triple Q and daily SPY reports. We do 2 individual stock picks every week that you never see on YouTube. Earlier this week, we did eBay showing meaningful support in that market that can be bought. Tomorrow, we're doing Goldman Sachs. I could go on and on over the markets we've covered over the last month or so. You may check us out, reasonably priced and clear support and resistance areas and trend identification signals. So let's talk Apple, starting with the big picture and working our way into the day. Coming off of long-term support in early January that was targeted from October on in the low to mid 120s, can contain annual selling pressures, quarterly anyway, and once tested, talking the 170s as a later 23 target. We're still in early 23 and we've made it about 5/8, maybe 3/4, not 3/4, 2/3 of the way up. I don't have the exact number, but it's more than half anyway. But we've given a lot back over the last few weeks, and we'll be covering that here in just a moment. But I just also want to emphasize that we, on the way up, violated some key trend-defining resistance areas. The most notable on this chart is 141.92, which is actually considered a 3 to 5 day target right now. And I'll talk about that in a moment. You're probably well aware of it if you've been following the Daily Apple Report for the last few days. 141.92 is long-term support. We did close above it 3 weeks ago or so, then setting off a 3 to 5 month objective in the low 170s. That still, believe it or not, remains in effect above 141.92. So downward retracements to 141.92 should be considered meaningful buy opportunities, whatever that means to you. It might mean if we test 141.92 in the coming days, at that point in time, you reach for 170, 165 out of the money calls that don't expire. I would go out a year on that. It's not going to take a year. It may only take 3 to 5 months, but you don't want to see your asset decay in value through a time erosion. So that is that. And let's take a look at the near-term chart. So a few days ago, we closed below this channel bottom today at 147.70. That is our resistance through the rest of the week. And as I said, below which 141.92 remains a 3 to 5 day target. This is the 3 to 5 day swing trade. And you presumably going short, whatever that means to you. It might mean buying 141 or 142 out of the money puts that don't expire for at least a week. You may go a few weeks out on that. And that is really the play right now. On the way down, actually it's above the market, 145.72. I don't have it labeled, but the low from 4 days ago was 145.72. So if you look at the support and resistance levels here, we've got 147.70, preceding it as 145.72. That can contain intraday strength, and below which 144.33 is in reach today. What is 144.33? It is, remember, this rising 2/3 speed line. I've reduced it. When it was converging with the long-term channel top at 141.92, it was part of a range of long-term support, but I'm deferring to 141.92 still as a 3 to 5 day downside objective. On the way down, 144.33 is a session containment level. It is in reach today, below 145.72, 144.33, able to contain session weakness, and once tested, we could by tomorrow rally back to 147.70, where we could top out into next week and fall off again to 141.92 eventually. I'm going to hold my ground for 141.92 as a 3 to 5 day target. That once again, let me just say that if we close today below 144.33, we should tomorrow test 141.92, which is once again that long-term channel top on the daily chart that can absorb selling through March, even through the second quarter, and from there we can turn higher again. And obviously, once we start turning higher, we'll be all over the speed lines and such that will indicate momentum reversal to the upside. Last thing I'll say about the downside, though, is if over the coming days we close below 141.92, not only anticipating 137.47, where we could bottom out for a day, 2 or 3, but if we close back below 141.92, there is the threat this thing could unravel all the way back into the 120s again over the following month or two of trade. So keep that in mind. If you're bottom picking the 141.92 formation, whatever that means to you, buying the stock itself, buying out of the money calls, but if we close below it, you should consider liquidating that and actually consider going short, buying 120, let's say, out of the money puts, 125 out of the money puts that don't expire for at least several months. And that would be the play to the downside. And that pretty much completes the downside concept. Hi, if you enjoy watching our daily Apple report, you'll love our daily Triple Q and SPY reports. They're presented in the same 5 to 10 minute video format. Our daily SPY and Triple Q analysis provides directional market signals that are correlated with highly specific price support and resistance levels. Whether your trading time horizon is short or longer term, we promise you a distinctive edge in your trading of the SPY and Triple Q. We offer a 5-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. So go to wickedstocks.com right now and start receiving your daily SPY and daily Triple Q reports today. Now, upside today, pushing back above that 145.72 low from several days ago does allow not only 147.70, but potentially 148.64. We have a new range of resistance now. So here's 148.70. It's hard to put it all on one chart. It just gets too, confusing. But 147.70 is our down pivot, our sellable resistance, and we really don't go long into next week unless we close above 148.64. So it really is a range of resistance you can see here to the right, 147.70 to 148.64. 148.64 is a new descending 1/3 speed line. I say new because it's based in part on Wednesday's low, which is the lowest this market has been since the high was put out in earlier February. So it requires a new construction of a new trend-defining speed line that, if settled above, would reverse momentum into next week within 3 to 5 days, then expecting 152.83. So in terms of the swing trade, we're short, expecting 141.92. We're short below 147.70. And inversely, we go long. We liquidate that short position, we reverse, we go long above 148.64. It could mean buying the stock itself or buying 151, 152 out of the money calls that don't expire. I'd go a week out anyway. It'll probably take 1 to 3 days to reach. 152.83 I've weighted as a 2-star resistance area that can contain buying into later week, possibly through the balance of next week, depending on when we test it, and is also our upward pivot point into later March. So if we were to close above the 152.83 channel top in the coming week, it signals the low 160s within a week or two. Keep in mind, we're still bullish into later Q2 above 141.92. So this sell-off is really counter trend. It is a near-term bear trend, if you will, in the midst of what I consider to be a longer-term buy signal above 141.92. So once again, if we close above 152.83, we should push into the low 160s. Where are you? Low 160s within a week or two of that. This is a big area, able to contain at least weekly buying pressures, possibly on a monthly basis, and if settled above, would then indicate once and for all this 172.63 formation within another 3 to 5 weeks, where we can place a 2023 high. But we're not there, not even close to it. I'm going to leave you with this image. This says a lot for the day itself. Please click like and subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. If you want to check out our recent Uber post and tomorrow's Goldman Sachs, I would check out that subscriptions 5-day money back guarantee. So you'll get everything, including Goldman Sachs, for free if you want. That's all I've got for today's Daily Apple Report. I'll be back tomorrow with Fridays. You have a great evening.